she was just like, I don't like when you talk to me like this way and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not trying to talk to you to like belittle you or like show you that like I have more control over the younger kids more than you. I'm trying to talk to you so that one day you can learn how to properly handle them when the time comes. Like if I was like, what if I just left one day? You wouldn't really know how to talk to them. It would kind of just be yelling up back and forth and stuff like that. And I think that was the point where she really learned, like, you know, like, you're right. You're right. You have a little bit of a more of an understanding with them than I do. And I think that's just hard for me. And like, that was like the turning point for us, like having adult conversations and stuff. It was, of course, it wasn't always perfect, but like at times where like we were put in certain situations where we had to handle something that like shouldn't have happened in general. She would, my siblings would be like, oh, like, I don't want to talk to her. And I'd be like, well, you got to talk to her. At the end of the day, she is our mom. And like, I was like, I'm not your mom. Remember that. She is. I'm just like, I'm the mediator here. So that was like my position and everything. But she learned how to really, to communicate not just with me, but eventually learned how to communicate with my siblings as well. So it happened like late in life, but it happened. It couldn't have been the perfect time for it to happen, I guess you can say. And it's weird how time works because everything does happen for a reason in certain times and everything like that. So I always think back about it and I'm like, that's crazy. Like we were meant to like go through all that drama and stuff, but I was like, it sucked, but there were learning points for us to learn how to grow, learn how to be better.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, when you finally had, a healthy conversation with your mom, for the first time and finally feeling like that your voice is heard, that she took it into consideration. How did that feel for you? Like, how did that make you feel?
It was really weird. It was just a weird feeling because like after the conversation was over, I just sat there and I was like, I kind of felt like lot of the weight that I have like on the back of my shoulders, I felt like a little bit of it was like finally like taken off and like slowly like that weight gets taken off every day and everything like since that moment. And like, so it was kind of just relieving to know that like, wow, okay, she has grown enough to have that conversation with me or have uncomfortable conversations with me. And so that was like, wow, that's crazy. That's how I saw it. I was like, what?
What? No, and the reason I bring that up so people can hear this, I want people to understand the psychological aspect of how people feel emotionally when their voice is heard. It's just like, when you have a relationship with somebody, right? When you have a relationship with somebody you love, a partner, it feels good when you're able to speak to them and they care about what you say, they respect what you say. If you're always putting your partner down, you can suffer emotionally. But when you talk to somebody that you love and care about, and they respect and appreciate what you say, and you feel like your voice is heard, it gives you a sense of empowerment, of feeling, especially emotionally, right? As a person. So, and I'm bringing this up to parents because a lot of parents don't understand that. Because I understand, but I also understand the aspect of that dynamic of what they do. Because Polynesian parents, and if you want to jump in, and you can jump in anytime. But I understand that they didn't grow up with communications. I'm not blaming them for the lack of communication because
100%.
Because they were raised that way, so they're just raising us the way they were raised. They didn't even have a lot of communication with their parents, so that was ingrained and conditioned into them. So they're just showing us the best love they can provide us, and just throw it out there for everybody out there, no matter how much, what your issues are with your parents and what you're going through in your life, in your home. Just understand that your parents are not doing it on purpose. They love us, they appreciate us. I'm just, but they only love us the way they were taught, because love can come in different forms. right? It's not always rainbow and sunshine.
Right.
It's not always
Never.
it's not always rainbow and sunshine. But people have different forms of love. They're taught depending on how they grew up. So if they were taught a certain type of love, of a love that just doesn't require communication, and that's the love they're gonna teach us as kids. All right. So, so I just want to let the parents know that when you communicate to your kids, and I know a lot of times because our parents are very, they have that tough love. It's very authoritative. They want to control. They want to make sure that because I know why. I've talked to one of the elders before, and I know why they don't want us to speak back, because to them, in our culture, respect is everything, especially when it comes to our kids. So to them, to allow our kids to speak back, to them, they're like, I don't want them to think I'm weak or they can walk all over me. Like I have to show them my authority. I have to show them my authority towards them.
I just feel they have to respect me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they don't have a choice. Yeah. Like, you have to respect me. Whereas like kids nowadays, like especially my younger siblings and I, it's respect is earned, not just given.
Say that to a bunch of people in the back.
Like losing losing respect. It's really it's hard to like lose my respect. You have to do something really dumb to lose my respect or anything like that, or trust. But like with both of us, for an older generation, I understand that like they were raised like respect. You have to respect me. You like I'm your parent. That is like the law or whatever in the household. That's the law in the household. Yeah. But nowadays we're like, why would I respect you when you don't even treat me like your child?
And I'm glad we talk about this, because I really want to break this down for everybody that's watching. So when it comes to respect, right? Like you said, I love what you said. You have to earn it. No matter who you are in life, you have to. People are not going to give their respect willingly. You have to earn it. Yeah. But I also know at times that because of your status, because of your position in society, you can just put put fear on people to respect you. So the thing is, a lot of times our parents, they just use force. They just force that respect on us based on their position, and because they are our parents. But the reason why I bring this up, if you rule your kids with fear and intimidation and physical discipline, so they can respect you, I just want to let you know it's not sustainable. It's not gonna, that respect, when that kid grows up and eventually when that kid realizes their own self growth and their own they can make their own decisions. As soon as they feel that, they're gonna leave. They're gonna stand up and they're gonna rebel, right? Yeah. But if you but like you said, if you earn respect with fear, with love, with affection, with communication, that's a respect that lasts forever. Yeah. Right? And I want people to listen to this and understand that, because I know our Polynesian parents, like I know why they don't allow us to speak, because like they don't want to lose respect, and they think it's disrespectful, and they think that we're gonna walk over them, which we
there's probably going to be poly parents watching this still thinking I'm disrespectful.
yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you just seen it, whenever you like I said, like when just like I guess when you try to force something, just like a relationship, like you force something with somebody, it's not gonna last long, right? So, but I want to know, you can still build a respectful relationship with your child, with your children, with love, with affection. All right, you have to break that ideology that I can only get respect by force or by fear or by intimidation. No, you can still have an open, loving relationship with your kids. You can communicate with them, and at the same time, they can still respect everything that you say. All right, and I know that's a whole new mindset or ideology that people don't want to hear or have comfortable hearing. But I just want people to hear that. And I'm just glad that you heard that. Like, even you said, like, when you finally had your first conversation with your mom and you felt like your voice was heard, I love what you said, a relief. You felt relieved. That's what, you said, that's the word you used. You said you were relieved of all the things you're going through. And that's why I want to just drill that home with everybody, that when you feel like your voice is heard with somebody that you love and care about, all the things that you go through, it relieves a lot of stuff that we shoulder, because, because that person cares and listens to you, and they're willing to share the burden. If that makes sense. share that with you because they listen. But if you feel like that person doesn't care and it's one-sided, then you just all the stuff you go through, it just piles up on your shoulder. And as kids, and of course, thinking about it as a kid, maybe adults you have more tolerance, but as a kid, our emotional strength is not that strong.
Nope.
Like we're very
no
fragile.
matter what emotion I was feeling at a young age,
Yeah,
there were tears involved.
exactly. Right?
Sad, angry, happy.
Yeah. So as adults, we can handle a lot more burden than when we're older. But think about it, as a kid, like you were 13, like you said, you started doing this like around 13, 14 or 12, a really young age. Our emotional like strength at that time is very brittle and very fragile. And, and the fact that even, like you said, like and just listen to your story, based on all the things you went through, I'm like, damn, you're a warrior. I mean, you went through a lot of things. I went through my own stuff, but I don't think, like you said, I don't think I could ever walk in your shoes of the stuff that you were doing and what happened to you. So like, I had much love for you that you were able to overcome it, and that's you inspire me too. So. Yeah, but that's one thing I just want to talk about, the importance of communication between the parent and the child, and understanding that that you're not going to lose respect, because I know that's the common theme for most elders. Like it's all about respect. No, you can still communicate with your child in a respectful way, in a healthy way, and it also you're gonna sustain it better. And also, what happens is you want your kid to. For me, it's my opinion. Like you want your kid to come to you. When something happens, you want to open that door, keep that door open, so that way if something bad happens or if they're going through something, they'll come to you first. But if that door is closed, or they feel like that they don't feel that safe place, then instead of coming to you with the first time of struggle, what did we end up like you said, adios.
They're either gonna find something else, or they're gonna find something else.
Exactly. They're gonna find it outside out the crib. We're gonna dip.
I'm like, well, I can't get anything here. Bye.
Exactly.